back to another Create Sim video. So today we are going to be making the Adventure Time characters as Sims. So we are doing 6 today. We have, oh god, Finn the human, we have Jake the dog, Marceline, Princess Bubblegum, Beemo, and Lumpy Space Princess. So I did kind of the most recognizable ones, or at least the ones to me. Now, once again, as I've been doing these videos lately, every single one I've done so far, none of them I've actually known, and this is no exception. I mean, okay, out of everyone so far that I've done, this is the one that I know the most because I have watched episodes of Adventure Time, Monster High, and My Little Pony, and I've not watched any episodes or seen anything about, whereas Adventure Time I've seen a lot more about, and I have watched the show like on occasion. I've watched like a few episodes here and there. I think I started the show, but not gonna lie, I didn't get into it just because, again, I don't really like animated stuff, which I know is like actually the worst thing ever and the biggest red flag. I'm so sorry, but like I just don't really like animated stuff. But anyway, so I struggle a lot with watching that kind of stuff, therefore I haven't actually seen the full Adventure Time show. However, I know a lot more about it than the other two, so I feel like I've got a little bit more knowledge. However, I don't know if I stuck to it that well with this. I tried my best to try and obviously go with how I imagine them to look, but I also, again, always skew a little bit because I think it's fun. So as I said, we have kind of like the 6 main ones. There is some others like Flame Princess and obviously the Ice King, but I kind of just went with the ones that first of all I wanted to do, but also ones that like I just felt like the first ones I thought of when I thought of Adventure Time. My sister used to really like it back in the day, so she used to watch it, so I used to know all the characters, and she like drew them all at one point, and I remember like seeing them all, so I'm glad I have some knowledge. I even have a little Finn plushie somewhere, but I don't really know much about Adventure Time, so really I'm kind of a fake fan. But you know what, it's fine. It's like, you know, don't ask me 3 episodes or like 5 episodes, whatever. You know how people do with songs? Yeah, don't be like, oh, what's your favorite 5 episodes? Because I don't know anything. I know the basic premise, and obviously they like Jake and Finn, they go on like adventures. Obviously Jake like turns into like different things, like he can like stretch and like do different things like that. Finn is just a human. I don't think he does anything of interest. I obviously know the little theme song, you know, we Jake the dog and Finn the human, the fun will never end, it's Adventure Time. You know, I know that, but like I don't know that much. So again, apologies if this is like your favorite TV show of all time and I've like butchered them and this is not how you imagine them, but you guys were suggesting this from the last video, and this is one that I've had on my list for literally years to do, but I just never got around to it because I was scared of people's opinions, because I know that, again, I don't know enough to do this really. But you know, as per usual, I've just gone based on the character designs themselves more than anything else, because I just find that that's the easiest way of doing it. And so obviously this may be not how they would actually look as humans, or, well, okay, it's kind of weird with this one because some of them are humans, some of them aren't. Obviously Finn the human is basically his full name. I think I actually gave this in the name Finn the human because I don't know why they call him that. I mean, I guess it's Jake the dog and Finn the human, so it kind of makes sense, but like I don't feel like any of the other characters they like specify what like thing they are. Like what? It's so stupid, but oh well. Some of them are more human than others. So obviously Marceline's a vampire, but I didn't actually make her a vampire. I just made her a regular human, but then she's obviously a vampire in the show. Basically, some of them are a little bit more like a cult and a little bit more like out there than others. Like for example, Finn is kind of the most like basic, I would say, out of them all, but that's just because he's human, so it's kind of boring, you know what I mean? Anyways, no one cares. Let's get into the actual sim. So I started off and I made Finn as a masculine frame sim, and I hated it so much. So of course I've not included that footage because, well, okay, listen, he turned out looking amazing, but I just wasn't vibing. I wasn't feeling how the sim was looking. Like I just wasn't the vibe and how I imagine Finn to look. Like I have this thing with like masculine frame sims. I just struggle so much. Like it's just not my thing. I just can't do it. People who can make attractive masculine frame sims are so impressive to me. I just can't do it. I could do it maybe once every like 3 months, you know what I mean? But like that's it. So unfortunately, it has not been enough time apparently since the last time I made a masculine frame sim, so I could not make an attractive one again. I just struggled. I feel like I have no CC for them. The clothes, I'm not feeling as much, and I can't do anything right. I can't, okay? I don't know men, all right? I just don't. It's not a shock to anyone, is it really? You know what I mean? So I just struggled with that. So instead, I swapped out. I started from scratch and I made a feminine frame sim who uses they, them pronouns, because I've always felt that Finn is very sort of androgynous anyways. I never really got like a set gender from them in the show. So I think in the show, technically, like they use he, him pronouns, but I've just gone with they, them because why not? You know what I mean? Like what are you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? So that's what I've done, and I really actually love how they turned out, and I'm so glad I didn't stick with the masculine frame because I struggled so much more. I just was not feeling how the sim was turned out. I definitely made the sim look very androgynous, which I really liked because, again, I just felt like that's kind of the vibe of Finn anyways. Like, I mean, all of these characters, right? They're kind of, okay, here's the thing. Okay, like a lot of these are difficult. So Monster High was kind of easy because at least they had like facial features, all right? These characters, they literally just have dots for eyes and a little smile. Like that's all they have. They have nothing else. Like they don't even have a full mouth. They have a little line for a smile. So it's kind of difficult to kind of imagine how they're going to look as humans in terms of like facial features and like skin tones and stuff like that, because I didn't want to go for like, for example, Lumpy Space Princess. I didn't want to go for a purple skin tone because I just thought it's a bit much in it, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of purple that way. So I went for a regular skin tone, but obviously it's all up for interpretation. So everything is a bit like, you know, a bit willy-nilly, you know what I mean? Why do we say willy-nilly? Who's Willy? Why are they nilly? You know, I don't know. But yeah, sorry, going off topic. I really love this hair that I gave Finn. I think it's so cute. I think that they look adorable. I also love that Finn's actually like a, what's it called? called like unisex androgynous name anyways. I think that's perfect. And I just absolutely love this outfit that I went with for them. I think it's so cool. And I went with a hat because obviously like in the show, the character has like the hat like thing. It's kind of like bunny ears. I don't know. It's kind of a bit of a faff and I went through 3 different options, but I ended up going with this outfit and I think it's really cute. I got the bag and everything. I think it's an interpretation, as I always say. It's a little bit off, but you gotta just go with it. You know what I mean? You just gotta go with it because you can't always get it perfect. Like it's The Sims 4. It's a completely different thing. You know what I mean? So anyways, now we're moving on to Jake the dog. So whilst Jake is being made, because it's just the beginning, I will yap a bit about life because, well, we've got like a lot of time to spare. You know what I mean? So I am really enjoying doing these lately. So basically, I'm kind of overwhelmed because this sounds like such a first world problem, okay? And I'm not trying to complain because I'm so excited, but I have like 3 holidays kind of in a row coming up, and then right after is my birthday. So obviously, I'm absolutely thrilled, and I'm so glad I get to have like this opportunity to go to all these places and like do all these things. And I'm so happy, and I'm so thankful for all of you guys for me being able to do this because of this job. I am going to Amsterdam, well, Rotterdam specifically for TwitchCon at the end of May. So that's like basically very soon. I'm going for 4 nights, and then after that, 2 weeks later, I'm going on a holiday with my friends just somewhere in the UK. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm going to Venice for a week, and then 2 weeks after that is my birthday, my 21st birthday. And I am like, I'm so excited because it's such a crazy summer. I've never done anything like, I've never done this much stuff in summer. Like I used to hate summer so much. Like if you used to watch back in the day my videos, I used to complain about summer so much because I hated it. But now that I actually go out, it's actually like really nice. Kind of my sensory issues have sort of calmed down a little bit, and I'm really happy about that. Like I've kind of, I don't know what changed, but I can manage more with the sun now, because back in the day I never used to be able to have sun on my skin because it used to just make me like feel so sensory overload. But luckily I don't know how it changed, but yeah, something changed, and now I can kind of like deal with it a little bit easier. So I'm so excited for all of this stuff coming up, but it's made me a little bit overwhelmed because obviously with videos I've got to kind of like keep on top of them. So I think I'm going to be doing more of these kind of videos because I find them like really not easy to do, because obviously it's actually a lot of content that I'm filming because the Sims take ages, but it's kind of like more relaxing, I guess, and like I find the editing process a lot quicker, so it's actually a lot easier for me to do. So hopefully you guys don't mind if I'm doing a few more of these dotted around, just because filming for like 2 hours then having to cut that down to like an hour video is very long and very time consuming. So it's more fun if I do like this kind of thing, and it's just a lot easier for me to do. So I will be kind of doing a few more of these. So again, let me know more characters ideas in the comments down below because I love doing these so much. I've got some others lined up. I want to do Teen Titans, which again I don't know much about, but I want to do Teen Titans. There's some others, like people said, like Winx Club, Powerpuff Girls, a lot of those kind of like characters which I'm excited to do. So I definitely am excited to do more of these create Sims and stuff, and I'm glad you guys seem to be enjoying them. But yeah, because I've got a lot of stuff lined up, it's just like overwhelming but simultaneously so exciting. Like, what do you mean I'm turning 21 in like 3 months? That's so crazy. It's crazy. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, there's so much going on, and I just want to make sure I can post videos for you guys, so that's why I'm doing a few more of these. So I hope you guys don't mind too much. Of course, the occult series will be going on as well, and I am still posting that, and I'll probably be doing it maybe like once every 2 weeks, which I know really sucks. I'm so sorry, but it's, again, it just takes a lot more time to film and edit and all that stuff. So yeah, anyways, back to Jake the dog. So for Jake is literally a dog, which you're not surprised by if you've heard the name. But Jake is just simply a dog, and again, Jake does use he him pronouns and is a guy in the show. However, it's The Sims, and I didn't want to make a male sim, so I decided to swap him out to be a female sim because I just find it more fun and easier and more fun, which I know I've already said, but I just want to reiterate that I do not like making masculine frame sims, okay? I do not enjoy it. I'm so sorry, but yeah. Okay, this one was more difficult because at least Finn is a human. This is a dog, you know? This is a dog, and he also only is yellow. Like he's just bright yellow. He's just a ball of like a mustard yellow, okay? And you can't really work with that. You know, you got one color to work with, nothing else. There's not really anything to go by. No, anything really. Fashion sense, any of the above, basically. So I struggled a little bit because everything for this sim is even more for interpretation. So I definitely think that I feel like this could be Jake, right? I know it makes zero sense, but I feel like the sim, first of all, is actually so beautiful, and I love this hair that I end up going for her. The yellow is a perfect shade. No one ever thought that using the cheese hair swatch in The Sims 4 would come in so handy until making Jake the dog. The one scenario I've ever used this yellow, bright yellow hair that's apparently meant to be blonde, but let's be honest, it's not blonde. It's the one time I've actually used it and been like, wow, this actually works really well. But I love this hair so much. And then I went with like overalls because I felt like, you know, he's on a mission, you know, in the show, and like he's all, you know, apparently when I googled him though, he's a bit lazy. I didn't get that. I didn't know that. Like again, I don't know much about the personality, so I'm sorry that I got that a little bit wrong, but I kind of went for like overalls, like he's going on a quest, and a little bit like more of like a simple outfit because again, if he's a bit lazy, he probably doesn't want to put that much effort into outfits. Not that this is a low effort outfit. Honestly, this would be my very high effort outfit, and she still looks absolutely adorable, but I just went for one that's not like, you know, loads of accessories, loads of this, loads of that, like a dress or anything, like something that's really high maintenance. I went for a bit of a low maintenance outfit. So I think that looks really cute, and I think that could definitely be an outfit that a dog called Jake could wear, which sounds insane, and I'm well aware that this whole premise is stupid. That's why I need to preface again. This is stupid, and none of it means anything. If you have different headcanons for what they would look like, fair on you, babes. Like, I do not know anything, okay? So anyways, yeah. Now we're moving on to probably, I would say, the fan favorite. I feel like Marceline is gotta be the most easily recognizable for me, and also the one that I hear about the most, because obviously, well, I say obviously, but I'm pretty sure her and Princess Bubblegum are dating in the show. It's very cute. I love it. So I definitely had a lot of fun making Marceline. I actually made her first, but then I've moved her back in the lineup. Basically, I started making Finn first, but then as I said, I made Finn as a masculine frame sim and I wasn't feeling it. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna just go straight on to making a feminine frame sim version of Finn because it feels like too close to home. Like, I literally just tried. So I was like, okay, if it's not working out, it's not working out. So I went on to Marceline instead because she was the one I was most excited to do, obviously. Let's be honest. Out of the Sims, yeah, you could guess which character I was most excited to do. So she is a vampire, of course. Like I said, I didn't actually make her to a vampire, but she has like a grey skin tone in the show. So I went for like a slightly like a darker grey skin tone, and I think she is, oh, she's so beautiful. She's such a gay awakening for so many people. I didn't have that because I didn't know her for her that much, obviously, but I am just obsessed with how she turned out, and I obviously went for a very alt aesthetic because she literally has that. I tried to get the guitar because she has like an electric guitar that she plays. I would have loved to get that in the game, but I didn't have any, and I was really sad about that because I would have absolutely loved to have that and have like the guitar. But you can imagine it, okay? You can imagine that she serenades Princess Bubblegum, and it's so cute and adorable, and I love it. But yeah, so back onto non-Adventure Time related conversation because I can't talk enough about it, guys. I don't bloody know anything, you know what I mean? Oh my god, okay, I've got tagged in this TikTok, right? And it was this person on TikTok saying that they logged into their old Twitch account and they were like scrolling through, and there was all of these people they used to follow, and it was like a lot of Dream SMP people, and then like me in the middle, and everyone in the comments was being so sweet, and they were like, oh my god, it's quite mentioned. And I was just like, wow, that's crazy to me. That's crazy. First of all, that people know me still from then. Like, if you were there from the Dream SMP, oh my god, that was a bad era, guys. I mean, it wasn't. It was actually the start of my kind of full like career, I guess. Like, it was kind of like the beginning when I did Dream SMP. If you didn't know, I did Dream SMP characters, like the Minecraft skins as Sims back in the day, like during like lockdown. So I kind of like blew up because of that. I remember one time I had like 1,000 people watching my stream at once, which is crazy because it's a live stream. There was 1,000 people watching me live. That's horrifying, but so cool. But I remember those days so vividly, but also like they weren't even me. Like, it was me, but it wasn't me, if that makes sense. Like, I look so different, and I feel like I just am so different that it's just so weird to me that people still know me from that. But anyways, a lot of people were being so lovely about it, and I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Everyone was like, wow, all of those people are cancelled now, and I'm like, guys, I'm still here. Like, I'm still here, okay? I'm like, I know I'm like one of the last ones standing, okay? It was an unfortunate era, and a lot of stuff has happened with that whole Minecraft community, but it's just crazy to me because, like, I don't know, like, I came out of it on the other side, and now I'm a Sims YouTuber, and I feel like people don't realize that that's the same person. But also, I mean, you kind of can tell because I literally, well, I'm a British YouTuber who wears glasses. I feel like, you know, it's end play Sims. Like, I can't think of many of us, you know? So I just thought I was so crazy and just so weird that people still recognize me, and I just thought it was so sweet. Like, I just find that stuff kind of crazy when I get tagged and stuff like that, and it's just like people don't even tag me in it directly, but I find it and people are commenting about me, and they're not like, they don't know that I'm gonna see the comment, but they're still being so lovely, and I'm just like, what the hell do you mean right now? That's like the cutest, weirdest thing ever. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting really off topic, but I just thought that was just actually insane, and like I was literally just like scrolling through the comments every time my name was mentioned. I was like the comment, like the comment, like the comment, because it's just so weird to me. But anyway, sorry, distracted. Yeah, Marceline. So the outfit I ended up going for her, I would wear this in a heartbeat, which no one's surprised by, let's be honest. But okay, first of all, I need these boots. I give these boots to so many of the Sims, and I adore them so much. Oh, also, once again, full CC list in the description. It may not be going up the day that I'm actually uploading this because I have like a lot of stuff to do today, but I'll at least do it tomorrow. So I'm sorry if it's a little bit delayed, but it will be there within like 2 days, I promise. It's just that sometimes I want to get the video up, but I don't want to do the CC list because it's kind of long, especially because this is like 6 different Sims. So it takes its time, but I obviously want to get the video up first. So hopefully that's okay if I upload the CC list in a couple days and you guys come back to it. Anyways, I love her outfit. I think she's so cool. I would like the plaid, and I feel like it's definitely very similar to how she looks in the show as well. So I feel like I got that one pretty similar just because I could kind of like imagine how she would look. And again, she already has the sort of alt aesthetic, because with these Sims, I do go for an alt aesthetic, whether or not they have an alt aesthetic in the show or not, which is really bad. It's really bad. I should really try and get out of my comfort zone, which, to be fair, I do try in my head. Like, when I made the My Little Pony Sims, in my head there were so many of them that weren't that alternative, and then the comments were like, you made them all alternative, and I was like Did I really? Am I that delusional that I actually thought I was like being brave and I didn't make them all alternative, but I did? Yeah, I am that delusional, because in my head, if they're not wearing full black outfit with a ton of makeup and like black lipstick and a million accessories, that's not, you know, like we're not that alternative at that point. But I know that that's 100% not the case, and alternative means literally so many different subcultures of aesthetics, and I over accessorize, which I think tends to get them into the more alt aesthetic, which is my fault entirely. But also I'm not complaining, you know what I mean? I'm not complaining, because I try my very best not to, and then I hate how the sim turns out. So yeah, anyways, now we're moving on to Marceline's girlfriend, which is, I think they're dating. I'm assuming they're dating. For bubblegum, again, because this is less of an alt aesthetic and she's obviously a princess, I think she's also human as well. No, she's not. She has bubblegum for hair. That's not very human. Also, when I read that, ew. I would hate that. Literally, if someone had bubblegum, I can't think of anything worse. Can you imagine me like, oh, let me just touch my hair. Oh no, my hair is attached to my hand now. Rank. Absolutely. Imagine giving her a hug. Absolutely not. I don't know how they get even close to each other, because that is disgusting. Sorry, I'm very distracted right now, but I just want to let you know that that is a sensory issue, and I would not deal with bubblegum hair. Okay. How would you even put it up or like do anything with it? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. But I just thought that was quite horrifying from that little bit of information I've read, that I think I read. But yeah, anyway, so because she's a princess, I went for very princess vibes in the beginning. I was going for like the tiara and like, well, kind of like a tiara. It's very gorgeous. This is the like little like headpiece, and I was going for like very much so, oh my god, like she's a princess. But then I was like, oh, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling how she's looking. It's not the vibe. The aesthetic was not there. She's stunning, but the outfit is just not giving what I wanted it to give. So instead I was like, okay, I'm changing her up a little bit, okay, to be less of like, oh, I'm a princess, you know what I mean? Because listen, it wasn't the vibe. So I ended up swapping out to, absolutely shockingly, no one's gonna guess where I'm going with this, a beret, because I never do that, and I thought about, you know, being a bit crazy, going out there, you know, doing out my comfort zones. I'm just kidding. I give beret to every sim. The fact that I don't have a beret in real life is starting to get a bit upsetting. Like, I went out shopping yesterday and I was like, why don't I have a beret? Why don't I have a beret? But I don't think I would suit a beret in real life, and I think that's very devastating news, and I don't want to prove that point, you know what I mean? You know, when you just like, you know in your head something is not going to suit you, but if you try it, it means that it definitely doesn't suit you, and you don't want to have that kind of sadness. So I just don't want to wear a beret, because the second I try it on and I realize it doesn't suit me, I'm going to be devastated. I used to wear a beret back in the day. Back when I was like goddamn 15 years old, I used to like a beret, but looking back, I didn't suit it. I didn't suit it, guys. I'm not meant for hats. It's a real shame, because in The Sims, every single one of my Sims pretty much has a hat, but in real life, it's not my vibe. I look stupid, and I'm also someone who literally touches their hair every 5 seconds, so it's a bit inconvenient for me, you know. Anyways, really off topic. Basically, I gave her a beret instead of the little headpiece crown kind of thingy, because I just thought, yeah, technically probably would have made more sense with a headpiece tiara thingy. However, I don't want to. So I did indeed change her out, because I was struggling so much. She took me so long. I think she took me like 2 hours, which is really embarrassing, because again, she's just one singular outfit. But I kept stopping and starting. That was the issue, because every time I was like making her, I was like, I don't like the outfit, and then I had to stop, then come back on, then do it again, then stop, and then, oh my god, it was a whole faff. It was a faff, which, by the way, faff is one of the best words there is out there. It's like a kerfuffle, you know, a faff. I love using it. I've said it all the time lately, and I'm so sorry. I just keep using the word faff. I just think it's a great one. Every once in a while, I pick up a new word. I don't know where I get it from, who I get it from, but I find a new word like faff, and I think it's brilliant. Anyway, sorry, really off topic, but I just want to let you know it's a brilliant word. But yeah, I just think the beret is so pretty, and I obviously went for basically just pink for the outfit. I say basically, pretty much just pink. There's a few bits of white in there because I needed like a secondary color. Technically, I should have added a bit of blue, because she has blue on her little tiara crown thingy. However, I didn't want to, because I'd already gone too far with the pink, and then I felt like one little tinge of blue was just gonna mess everything up. So I ended up just going for pink, which I'm so sorry about. But I also didn't think she suit gold, so even though she has a gold crown, tiara, whatever it is, it wasn't the vibe in The Sims, so I ended up going for silver instead. But you know, it doesn't really matter. It's fine. It's not that deep. But yeah, I love how her outfit turned out in the end. I think it's so cute. So like, what's that word? Like coquette. I always think of like croquet, which I think is what they play in Alice in Wonderland with flamingos, which I was gonna say out of context, that sounds crazy, but to be honest, even in context, Alice in Wonderland, what was that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they play croquet, and that's all I know about it, except for that rich people do it. And other than that, that's all my knowledge of croquet, but it just sounds like that. So every time I think of coquet, which is like the cute like Lana Del Rey aesthetic, I think, with bows and all that such, I think of that. Also, Lana Del Rey. My name's Lana. Always find that a bit funny. Anyways, really off topic. Yes, so now we're moving on to beemo. So I've got to say that from the tiny little bit I've watched Adventure Time, beemo is my favorite. The design of beemo, how cute they are, is unreal. I don't actually know beemo's gender. I feel like I used to be very confused as a child, not knowing, and I don't even know if I still know. I probably should have googled that, but beemo in the show is just the most adorable adorable little, like, what even is it? What even, a robot? Like a little, like, thing? I don't even know what, you know, I'm gonna Google it. Okay, after my Googling, aka literally one Google, it was not very in-depth, but I have found out that apparently beemo is genderless in the show, which is really cool. I didn't know that. Back in the day when I was, like, watching the show, kind of, well, again, like, the one episode I watched, I didn't even identify as non-binary, and now I figure out that this character, who was my favorite, is non-binary, but, like, low-key, my favorite that I used to always play in Mario, or, like, Mario Kart, was always Toad, and I feel like looking back, that checks out, because I feel like in my head, Toad is totally non-binary as well. I don't know. I just feel like that's the most non-binary character in the whole Mario game series. Maybe I should make Mario characters as Sims. That'd be kind of fun. Sorry, off topic. Again, off topic. But yeah, so for beemo, I love how they turned out. I think that they look actually so cool. I would say, I don't know which one my favorite is. No, I do. It's beemo. It's beemo. I absolutely love how they turned out. I think that they are literally the coolest ever. And if I look like this, you would never hear the end of it, because I would literally be the highest person on earth. I didn't really know what style to go for, because technically they're like a video game console, and they're just like, again, like a robot kind of thingy. Like, they're just a thing, you know, in the house. They're just an electronic. So I didn't really know what kind of like style to go for, but I felt like a very like out there Y2K vibe fit them. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. Just the energy I got, you know? So I went for such perfect hair. I think this hair is gorgeous, and it feels very beemo. Again, don't ask. I just love it. And then for the outfit, oh my god, this shirt. Don't know where it's come from. Couldn't tell you. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? You know what I mean? Because where on earth did this come from? I don't know, but it's beautiful. And it's like kind of like galaxy print, and I just think it's so cool and so perfect, because they give me like that energy, like futuristic, but also simultaneously Y2K. And then I went with like these denim leg warmers, which I think are so sick, and I want some in real life actually. And then like some little like sandal things, because I never do that. I went with chunky trainers to begin with, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I do that for every sim, so I shouldn't do that again. But it's just a faff, okay? I just love a good chunky shoe. In real life, all I wear is chunky shoes, so of course I'm gonna do it in sims. And you know, I have a lot of things that I do for every sim. For example, leg warmers, arm warmers, fingerless gloves I love to do, berets, hats in general, and obviously chunky shoes. But that's how you know you got a good sim style. I always think that sim styles, you know, whilst people hate on them a little bit because, you know, every sim looks the same, blah blah blah, I think it's fun. I think it's fun to know that that's my sim. Like, I don't want to look at a random sim and be like, is that even mine? Like, did I make that sim or not? Like, I know that I made that sim because they have a beret, you know, and no one else religiously uses berets like I do, so it's definitely got to be mine, okay? No one else is stupidly obsessed with berets like I am. I just love them so much. I think they are the most beautiful hat there is, and yeah, I don't own one. Again, it's a real predicament I'm in, and I need to buy one immediately because it's actually quite a travesty at this point, and it's making me a bit upset. Every day I wake up and I'm like, oh my god, that beret. Well, this is the end. This is devastating. I am living a nightmare because I don't own beret. But yeah, anyway, sorry. Now we're moving finally on to Lumpy Space Princess. So I didn't remember her character at all, really, but then I googled it, and apparently she's like a right little swine, and I thought that was really fun. Because, you know, and a lot of times with shows and stuff, they tend to have like a redemption, but apparently every single descriptive word for her was like bratty, sassy, mean, evil. Okay, they didn't say evil, but she was apparently quite mean, and I think that's quite lovely of her. Like, I actually really enjoy that she's just a bit of a swine. I think people should just embrace the swine, you know, at some point, and I really enjoy that she's just a bit of a sod, you know. Good for you, babes, good for you. So this hair, can I just say, is it not perfect? Is it not perfect? She looks beautiful, literally beautiful. I didn't know which final sim to do because I was like, I did all the others, then I was like, hey, which one should I do last? So I was between like Flame Princess, Ice King, or her, and I'm so glad I picked her because I found this makeup that literally has like a little star between the eyebrows. Does it not look like the star that she's got on her forehead? Oh my god, like, it's perfect. And again, she's just a purple ball. I don't really know what she is, what she does. I think she's a princess again, so I'm guessing she's like a princess, but apparently she kind of embodies like a teenage girl, like being a sod, kind of like sassy vibe. So I really love that for her. I do, I love it. I love this outfit I went for. This skirt, by the way, I need it in real life, and I basically just went for purple for the whole sim because she is literally purple. So I tried to get across that vibe, but you know, I just, oh wow, I love. Not that I have not said that about every single sim this video, but in my defense, they are my own sims, therefore I am gonna love them. And if I don't love them, then that's just like mean, because what do you mean? Like, I spent hours on each of these sims. I'm not gonna say, oh, didn't really like that one that much, did I? No, I'm gonna say I adore them, and I think they're the most beautiful things in the world. But yeah, anyways, so that is all of these sims created. So hopefully you guys like this video, and hopefully you guys like how they all turned out. Let me know what's your favorite in the comments down below, and also what's your favorite Adventure Time character in the comments down below. Again, I don't really know much about like the side characters, and I don't really know even that much about these guys. So again, so sorry if I get anything wrong. It's really just my interpretation, just based on basically just the design and my tiny lack of knowledge, which clearly didn't include much because every single time in this video I've mentioned a character, I've had to like Google something or like be like, I don't even know if that's true. I don't know if I'm absolutely lying, but I just don't really know, you know, that much about it. But I think that's kind of more fun in a way. You know, I don't have an emotional attachment to any of them. I don't have any biases. because I don't like hate a certain character and therefore I'm putting less effort into them. I just love them all and I think they're all sick and I think that's really fun. So let me know again if you've got any other suggestions for character create sims in the comments down below, or just create sims in general. I mean, I don't know what other kind I could do, but I kind of like doing like the rainbow ones and stuff, so maybe I could do like the rainbow, maybe like rainbow aliens. I've got that on my list. I feel like that'd be kind of fun. Or just in general, I would like to do, I think Mario would actually be kind of fun, and as I said, Teen Titans I think would be fun, so maybe they're like the next two I'll do. I don't know, but let me know again in the comments down below what you guys think, and hope you guys like this video. So again, I'm sorry if I am doing more of these lately, and also sorry if the CC list isn't up as this video is going up. I'll try my best, but it may take a little bit longer, so hopefully it's not the end of the world. But yeah, so remember to like and subscribe to everyone, and I'll see you guys in a video. I love you guys. Goodbye.